recap. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope y'all having a good night tonight. I was too bored, so what the hey? Might as well do a quick reading. It's just gonna be a collective reading. So take whatever resonates and lead the rest. Please like, share, and subscribe. But like I said, it's gonna be a collective reading. I'm gonna shuffle out one time for the one time. Then we gonna get right into this thing. Let's see. Whoa. Spirit, please give me the messages for my collective. What are the messages? No. I don't like how that came out. Pause. What are the messages for my collective? What's the tea? Any tea? Any more? Plenty more? What's the tea? Spirit for my collective. Hold up, it's a little hot. Ooh, so we got divine love, right with divine union. So collective, you could be coming into your divine counterpart, into a divine union that will be an equal give and take with whoever this is with. What else, Spirit? What else about this divine union? Who could this be? Who could this be? So we got spiritual awakening. So your divine counterpart could have had a spiritual awakening. Something could have activated within them that made them open their eyes to this divine union, or even the fact that they have a divine union with you or is supposed to. They could be planting seeds right now, or you could be planting seeds. What you see grow, make sure you are planting good seeds in good soil. So this could be someone that left off on a good foot. If this is someone that you already know, where it's no bad blood, you could have planted a good seed when it came to this person. And whatever or however you planted that seed, it could have caused them to have this spiritual awakening to who you are to them. Because you could have been cutting through the BS, collective. You could be a truth teller, head over hearts, confident and analytical. This person could see this about you. You could work with crystals, or they could be working with crystals right now, or learning how to work with crystals to help them gain clarity about you as well as this union. Now, if you work with crystals, you could be working with crystals for protection as well as tapping into your abilities. And then we have make or break. So there could have been something in the connection that could have either broke this connection or made this connection even stronger, which I'm getting, it could have made this connection stronger, being as though the other party or both of y'all could have had a spiritual awakening and have awakened to what this connection is, or who y'all are to each other. Let's see if we can see who this is. No contact. Oh man. Let's see, who could this be? is stepping into this divine union, Spirit? Who could this be? Stepping into this divine union. Who are these divine counterparts? And what else could be going on with this divine union? Let's see who this is. So this could be a Leo. That could be your divine counterpart collective. That could be awakening to the connection. So there could have been conflict surrounding this union. So there could have been people surrounding this Leo that didn't want you to connect with this person, collective. Or they could have started some sort of conflict with you because you were cutting through the BS. So maybe this person didn't want you to see the truth about something. And whatever this conflict is could have either broke this connection or, like I said, made it stronger. But it obviously made this person stronger, being as though they're having a spiritual awakening or have had and realize that you're their divine counterpart. So now they are wanting to compromise in any conflict and reach an agreement with you. Now, you could have chose to go the other way or separate from this person or just not speak with this person, because you could have also realized that they had a lot of conflict surrounding them. And you could have just saw your way out of it and started to plant seeds elsewhere without this person. So you could have started planting seeds somewhere with the mindset of with or without this person. So you could have already known that this was a divine counterpart, but because they weren't spiritually awakening to the connection, you could have just went on about your business. But now that you're moving on and not really caring if you guys come together or not, now they could be wanting to compromise with you. What else about this connection, Spirit? What else about this divine union? What's the tea? What's the tea? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? What else about this divine union? What happened here? Woski. So we got independence and wealth in the upright. So, like I said, this person could see that you were focusing on your independence. You were working at something, trying to gain success instead of worried about this conflict that this Leo could have wanted you in. Or maybe they wanted you to fight for them. And maybe there was a lot of competition. They could have wanted you to compete for them. But now, since they realize that you're not going to compete or fight over them, and you just went on about your business, focus on your success, focus on being independent, focus on working hard to build a business, to invest elsewhere. Like I said, now they're wanting to reach an agreement. And then we got the World in the reverse. So they could have tried to cause conflict for you because you weren't focused on competing for them or fighting for them. So they could have tried to make you have a lack of success or make you feel like you had a lack of success. They could have tried to stagnate you. because they wanted you to have a lack of accomplishment, maybe because you weren't with them. So they could have been very disappointed because they couldn't burden you enough so that you would focus on them or focus on competing for them. And the fact that you just focused on yourself and your success, they feel like they failed to accomplish what it is that they set out to do. So maybe they felt like if they could ruin your success or take your focus off of you having success, that you were focused more on them as well as fighting over them or competing for them. Then we have poverty in the upright. So you could be in poverty collective. So you could have been worried about trying to get your ish together if you were in poverty, suffering temporary financial difficulties. Because of all this conflict in the background or this competing that this Leo wanted you to do, it could have affected your finances. Like I said, because this person wanted you to be stagnated, but you could have taken a hit to your finances, which caused you to have negative changes in your circumstances. You could have been left out in the cold. Maybe this person left you out in the cold. They could have had the ability to help you, but because you weren't fighting over them or competing for them, they chose not to help you. They wanted you to feel left out. So you could have dealt with a lot of adversity as well. What else? Spirit. What else for my... Well, damn. Alrighty then. Let's see. Sure. So we got the star in the upright. So you could be this star energy collective. So even while you were in poverty, like I said, you being able to focus on your independence and you gaining some success to try to come out of this poverty, you could have needed to have a lot of hope, or you could have remained having hope in the situation. Maybe you had hope that eventually this person would see what this connection was as well. So you could have just been inspired to focus on your creativity. Like I said, you were worried about peace. Whole time this Leo was worried about conflict. They were too busy entertaining the conflict or wanting you to entertain the conflict. Hmm. So they could find this very entertaining, or they find people fighting over them to be entertaining. So they pretty much like drama. But you could have been focusing on your spirituality. You could have been healing, trying to be positive in your situation. So you could have just been focused on persevering, trying to get your life together, trying to heal, trying to rejuvenate, keep the faith in the situation, and just focus on your responsibilities. Focus on things that were going to better you. Like I say, you were planting seeds, which could be good seeds because you are headed towards this abundance because you chose to focus on yourself instead of focusing on this Leo and the conflict that they wanted you to be in. And we got live and learn in the reverse. So this Leo could be claiming that they lived and they learned, but obviously they didn't. So whereas though mistakes were made, but this person isn't trying to do anything differently, so they could still be focused on trying to force you to compete or force you to focus on competing for them or fighting for them or focus on things that's not going to serve your better good. And then we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse as well. So there could be a Leo female as well that could have wanted to cause conflict. Now, if this isn't a Leo that you have this divine union with, it could be a Leo that someone is dealing with or have around them that knows that you have a divine connection with someone, and they wanted to be aggressive towards you, try to demand how things were going to go in your life, to try to orchestrate things to go in their favor so that you would not connect with this divine partner. So they could have been very nosy when it came to trying to get up in your business or see if you were connecting with this person. They could have been trying to bully you as well. So they could have been trying to attack your finances or keep you in poverty so that you wouldn't come together with a divine counterpart. Then we got making bank in the reverse. So they could have, like I said, wanted you to remain in poverty, always facing financial loss. They didn't want you at a point to where you would be making bank, and that's why they wanted you surrounded around a lot of conflict so you wouldn't be able to focus on your independence to be successful and make the money that you need to make, because your creativity, whatever business that you're focusing on, could bring you a lot of abundance and wealth. So this person knew that you would be secure and stable off of whatever this is that you're focused on, that you're investing in. So whereas though you would be making bank, they wanted it in the reverse because they didn't want you focusing on that. So they tried to bully you, start a lot of conflict, do things in the background to try to make sure that you were stagnant when it came to this. Make sure you weren't focused. Then we have the Knight of Swords in the upright. So this could be a connection with an Aquarius. So this Knight of Swords is wanting to make a big change. They could be wanting to bring you an opportunity, or they could have knew that an Aquarius wanted to make a big change and bring you an opportunity. So they could have tried to stop this. Now, whoever the Aquarius is, they could be wanting to come in and communicate with you, be honest, be direct, impulsive. They could be impatient about this, so they could be coming in pretty quickly. And then we got spilled tea in the reverse. So someone, this Leo, could have thought that they were going to have some tea to spill on you or about you, something that they could gossip about to this person, or they could have gossiped about what they did to you to this Aquarius and thought that this Aquarius wasn't going to want to come towards you. But we got spilled tea in the reverse. So them thinking that they spilled the tea, they actually didn't, because it didn't do anything. Still made this person want to come towards you. Shaking my head. What else, Spirit? So we got love in the upright. So this person could love you, collective. They could want a partnership with you. They could want to be happy with you. Maybe they see happiness with you. They could want to balance things out with you. They could want to get engaged to you, marry you, court you. Or this could be someone that you will be that will be courting you until they feel like it's the right time to get engaged, because they could feel compatible with you. They could have Cancer in their chart, whoever this Aquarius is. Then we got patience in the upright. This could be someone that you could have needed a lot of patience with. Or maybe they wanted you to have patience because they knew that there was a lot of people in the background causing conflict. Not wanting them to go your direction, go in your direction. Not wanting them to spiritually awaken. So, like I said, instead of focusing on this connection, you could have just been focusing on your business, your trade, or your craft, and just trying to master that, work hard on that, be committed and dedicated. And like I said, someone could have wanted you to focus on love. And we got dreams in the upright. So whoever this is, they could be someone that got multiple options. So they could have a lot of options. A lot of people competing for them. Could be up to 7 people that's competing for their love, that's willing to fight over them. And some of these options could have been trying to mess with your life so that you wouldn't be viewed as an option. So this person could have wanted you to be patient while they sat up there and dealt with all these people to feel like, or once they felt ready to choose who they wanted to choose. So they could have been procrastinating because they could have had fun dealing with all of these options at the same time. Maybe they had wishful thinking that they could have you as well as these options. But like I said, you could have left the situation alone and just focused on yourself. So they could realize that they were just in a fantasy thinking that you would be an option right along with these other options, and want to compete and fight for this person just like the rest of these options. Then we have back together. But this person could be wanting to get back together with you, collective. The honeymoon round 2 has begun, but the real tea is in how long it will last. Yeah, so even if you were to get back with this person, collective, it might not last too long because they still got all these options in the background willing to compete and fight for them. Now, this could be someone that ain't got their hoes in check, so they just do anything. So maybe they like the thrill of it. Like I said, this could be someone that like people fighting over them, competing over them. So they cannot be willing to even have their hoes in check because they like the fact that these people are fighting over them. So that could cause a lot of conflict in the connection if you do choose to get back with this person. What else for my collective? And we got strength in the reverse. So whoever this Leo is that wanted to bully you, that's one of their options. They could have wanted you to be vulnerable. They wanted you to be weak, have a low self-esteem, have a lack of self-confidence, to feel inadequate. So like I said, whoever the Leo is, they really wanted to compete with you. And they could have done a lot of things in the background so that they would be seen as a better choice, a better option. And like I said, choice in the upright. So yeah, this is all about a choice. And this Leo just did a lot to try to be the best choice, the best option, because they could have known that this person was trying to decide between the two main people that they were looking towards. Maybe they could have told this person this. Maybe they could have told this Leo that the Leo, them and you collective was their best options. And that's why this Leo could have went so hard doing things to try to fuck with your independence, fuck with your self-esteem, tried to have you in poverty, maybe so you wouldn't be able to keep up with yourself, or like I said, just be seen as a good option, like you didn't have it all together. So this person could be feeling like the grass is greener, or they could have felt like the grass was greener on the other side. The other side could be dealing with one of these other options. So they could be trying to make a decision now, but they could be alienated from this Leo or someone else so that they could make a clear decision or really decide on who would be best. And we got living large in a reverse. So I don't know if this person has lost a home or a car. They could have lost a type of lifestyle. So if they once was living luxury, they could no longer be living this way. So maybe they had to leave somewhere. Or maybe they feel like if they leave one option, they would no longer be living large anymore. So with one option, they could feel like they would have stability or have this luxury lifestyle. With one, and with the other, they wouldn't have this if they chose the other. And this could be you if you're in poverty collective. So they could be feeling like if they chose you, that they would no longer be able to live a luxury lifestyle, because whoever this Leo is, they could live luxury. And then we got scam alert. But this Leo could be a scammer. And that's why they were able to live luxury with this person, because they scam. And you could just be someone building your business, focusing on your trade and your craft, but you could be 100% legit. While this Leo energy, they could be a scammer. So that's why this person could have thought that the grass was greener. What else for my collective spirit? What's the tea? Ooh, Scoozy. Alright, so we got the Fool in the reverse. So they could be realizing that this person is reckless and fearless. They like to take risks when it comes to scamming. Like I said, they a scam artist. They could have been doing this for a while, and that's why they're able to live this life of luxury. So they could be realizing this with this person, that this person doesn't have any limits. And then we have marriage in the upright. So they could definitely be wanting to make a choice on who to marry. So they could be looking to someone for marriage. They could want to be a happy family with someone or have a family with someone. They could be wanting to reunite with you, collective. So they could be deciding to leave this scammer if this is someone that they're with. That's a main option. Maybe this person also allows them to deal with other options as well. And that's another reason why they could have liked it over there. So not only was they living luxury, they could have had the opportunity to deal with other people. And then we got fulfillment in the upright. So now they could be looking towards being fulfilled. So they could be looking at who fulfills them instead of all the materials. So they could be feeling like you fulfill their dreams, collective. You make them happy, that they could be content with you. They could see that you're very creative. Y'all both could be very creative. They could see that you're positive, optimistic, even while going through what you're going through. And they know that you're headed towards success. They know that you're going to have this abundance. So they could feel like it will be a reward with being with you because you work for yours legitimately. So the abundance that you will obtain will be legally and legitimately. While this other person, they don't even know if their abundance is going to last long because they a scam artist and they know eventually that person going to get caught up. Then we got breaking free in the reverse. But they could feel like it's hard to break free from this person. So they could be too used to this lifestyle that they've been living with this scammer. So they could be afraid to make a change to break free from this person as well as this lifestyle. Because they could have got too comfortable. Too comfortable with this person, with this lifestyle. And they afraid to break free. Even though they know that they could possibly have fulfillment with you. Hello. Then we got balance in the upright. So they could be trying to balance things out. Trying to look at the pros and cons of a situation if they were to break free. So they could be trying to adapt and be flexible, but it could be getting hard for them. They can know that this person has been trying to scam and play with your money as well. Like I said, whoever this Leo is, they don't want you to have success. They don't want you to have finances. They want you to remain in poverty. So they could be finding out that this person was doing something in regards to playing with your money, playing with your life. And they could be trying to figure out how to balance this out. So maybe they're wanting to come towards you to balance this out. Balance whatever it is that this person they've been dealing with has done to you. Like I said, they could have tried to scam you as well, just to have you in poverty, because they could have known that this person wanted to come towards you. Then we have the sun in the upright. So with them coming and balancing something out, balancing maybe your finances, they could be wanting to be flexible, give you something. so that you could be freed from this financial loss that you've suffered. They could be wanting to free you from poverty. So they could want to see you happy after getting this truth about what this Leo have been focused on behind the scenes, or who they've been working with to try to mess with your finances. Then we have apathy in the reverse. Oh wow, so I creep on up, motherfucker creeping. They could be trying to come towards you even though they still in a situation with this person. So like I said, they really don't know how to break free from this person, but they're still wanting to come towards you. But they ass to be creeping. So I would be careful because they still with this person. Now, if they had a hand in trying to scam you right along with this person, they could be trying to let go of regrets by coming and balancing something out so they won't have any regrets. So, whereas though they were stagnant, not feeling like they should break free from this person and come towards you, they could still be trying to motivate themselves on trying to come towards you to balance this out. So maybe if they don't offer you marriage, maybe they just want to be friends in order to balance this situation out. And they could be motivated to do this so that they could let go of having regrets, feeling like they should have done something. Then we got the devil in the reverse. So they could be feeling like if they come towards you, it would be a lot of conflict. They could be feeling like someone will have a lack of perspective when they come towards you, and this will cause a lot of disharmony. Then we got test results. So they could be feeling this way because someone could be pregnant. Mm. So they feel like things will be imbalanced because this person is pregnant and they don't want to leave them with child. So this could be why they're having a hard time breaking free from this person, because they could have just found out that they're pregnant. Then we got lies detected. Ooh, okay. So maybe somebody faked a pregnancy test. They could have bought a fake pregnancy test to try to keep this person with them. So they could have lied about being pregnant, bought a fake pregnancy test so that this person wouldn't leave. You see her with her hands folded, and dude in the background still on his phone. Like, fuck out of here. All right, I'm texting who I'm texting. Because you on some bullshit. So, Shorty could have lied about being pregnant, bought a little fake pregnancy test, and got found out about. So, maybe Bull took her to the hospital and said, nah, you got to get blood work done. I need cleansing. Need to Well, first things first, what do you need cleansing from? The first step I would take is Try to listen to some frequencies. Get you some sage. Get you some Palo Santos. Spirits. Well, I will look it up. Look up some frequencies. First, try that. If that doesn't work, then you might just have to find somebody. It's a lot of people out here that do it. They definitely be on, I don't know. See, I wouldn't trust online. I would go to an actual metaphysical store because they all do work too to try to remove spirits and stuff. Or they'll tell you what exactly you need to get to remove the spirits. Whoa. And we got the moon in the upright. You're welcome. So we got the moon in the upright. So someone intuition, this dude's intuition could have been telling him that this female was lying about being pregnant, and that's why they could have told this person or demanded that this person go to the hospital, or they just wanted to get a second opinion, or things could have prolonged to the point where they could have been realizing why, or seeing that this person wasn't going to appointments or anything like that, or they wasn't growing, like their belly wasn't growing or anything. So they could have realized that this person wasn't having any progress, and they could have, like I said, wanted them to have a second opinion, or they wanted to go with this person to the hospital to see if they really was pregnant, and they could have had a pregnancy test there, and that's when they could have found out that this female isn't really pregnant. And like I said, this dude's intuition could have been telling him this the whole time. They could have had a dream about this as well. So they could be realizing that this female was being deceptive, all because they didn't want them to leave them. And this person could be telling them it's a misunderstanding, that they was just insecure and dealing with a lot of mental tension, restless, because they knew that he was going to leave her, or because they knew that they were looking towards you, collective. So they could be telling this masculineness that they was just insecure and in a lot of mental tension because they knew that this masculine would leave them. So this is why they lied about being pregnant. Wow. Wowzers. What else am I collecting? So we got the Ace of Wands in the uprights. So whoever this masculine is, they could be focused on trying to have a new beginning now that this information is out. So they could feel like it's good news to them because of all that this person does behind the scenes. They could no longer want to be with this person, but like I said, they could have had trouble breaking free from them because they thought that they were pregnant. But now, since they know that this feminine isn't pregnant, they feel like it's good news, so that they could start embarking on the journey that they want to go on. So they could have a new passion, they could be enthused, acting urgently, and taking on the challenge of leaving this person because they feel like away from this person, they'll have the potential to grow. Maybe they feel like there isn't any growth when it comes to being with this person as far as growing as a person. They feel like this person could only provide material things or surface pleasure things because of them being a scammer. But when it comes to real growth, they feel like they can't have that with this person. And then we got the Page of Cups in the reverse. So this person could have suffered from childhood problems, sexual abuse. So they could get with people that's the same, that suffer from childhood problems, that never healed from their childhood problems, that feel like they're not creative, they're not talented, that feel like they can't grow. So they could have been used to these types of people or these types of women. But now they could be realizing if they change who they actually deal with and not just go for people for the materials, that they actually could grow, that their dreams could actually be fulfilled. Then we have going broke in the reverse. So like I said, this female could have wanted you going broke, collective. But you could not be going broke. They could be seeing this. They could have tried to make it seem like you were like them, not healed. Someone who suffered from childhood issues, so your dreams would never be fulfilled. Like you were always going to get bad news in regards to your finances. But going broke is in the reverse, so you could actually be getting good news when it comes to your finances. Then we have decision in the reverse. So like I said, this could have brought a lot of indecisiveness, a lot of procrastination for this person to make this choice to lead this female. But now they could be seeing the truth because the lie has been exposed. Maybe they could also be seeing the truth about what this female was doing as far as your finances, like I said before. So if they weren't helping this female, I mean, they could have helped this female scam other people, but they may have not known that they tried to scam you as well, collective. But they could be not only finding out the truth about that, but they could be finding the truth about this female lying about a pregnancy. Then we got the Hierophant in the reverse. So they could have tried to challenge your traditions, collective. Make it seem like you live a non-traditional lifestyle. Like you just be out here doing anything. Now, this could be someone who's non-traditional. They could just be out and about. Now, if they didn't fake a pregnancy, maybe they said that they was pregnant by this masculine, and they could also be finding out that they're pregnant by somebody else. So because this female, they could get around because they were sexually abused and had childhood issues, childhood problems. So they could be very promiscuous, get around a lot. So if they are pregnant, they cannot know who the father of their child is. And because this female knows that they're like that and they can know that you're the opposite, they could have tried to challenge your tradition so you could be seen as the same, so you wouldn't be seen as the better option. So anything that this female could do to make it seem like you weren't the better option, they were doing it. Pretty much. pretty much. What else for my collective spirit? What else? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea? For me, for we, the whoa. How about I say, don't do that. So we got misunderstood in the reverse. So there could be someone that is feeling like you would actually understand why they procrastinated, why it was hard for them to make a decision, because they could have been confused themselves on what was really going on. So at one point they could have felt like you were going to misunderstand them on why it took them so long to come towards you. But now, since they even got new information on what's been going on, they've been able to expose the lies. They feel like you would actually understand where they're coming from if they came towards you and be honest and direct with you. Circle within a circle. Then we got trouble past. So like I said, someone could have definitely had a trouble past. And this is why they are promiscuous. This is why they like to get around. And when they see that there are people that focus on themselves, to themselves, they probably get jealous of that, because they haven't healed this part of them that's been sexually abused to make them promiscuous. So they could be very jealous or very envious of women that stay to themselves, know how to focus on themselves, women that are talented, don't have to scam. They could feel like they're the complete opposite of these women. So they could have not only been doing this to you, collective, they could have been doing this to other options that this person has had or have. And it's all because they got a troubled past that they refuse to heal from. Any more for my collective? Yep. And then we got the Tower. So there could be a Tower moment for this female, because if these people were married, there could be a divorce. So maybe this masculine didn't know how to break free as well, or felt like it will be too hard to break free because they could have been married to this feminine as well. And they know that it will cause a lot of chaos and destruction. So not only will they lose the lifestyle that they were living, this female could have not wanted them to get a divorce from them. So maybe they didn't want to sign the papers as well. Or they could have threatened this masculine that they would lose everything if they divorced them, if they left them. So they could have been threatening them with a lot. Now, if this masculine was doing scams with this female, they could have tried to blackmail them as well. If they have any proof of this masculine doing scams with them. So they could have tried to hold this masculine back from leaving them because they had too much, pretty much, to risk. So this masculine really felt like it would have been them taking a risk to do this. Now, there could have been a lot of abuse in this marriage as well, a lot of violence. They could have went through a period of bankruptcy as well, or they could be going through bankruptcy. So someone could have lost the job. So this masculine could have lost the job from being stuck to this situation or staying in this situation. So you got a scammer and then somebody losing a job. So things could just be going downhill for these people because they ain't supposed to be together anyway. It's toxic as fuck. Any more spirit, any more, plenty more, hello. Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? Somebody could have lost the job as well because they could have gotten in an accident. They could have gotten hurt in this accident as well. And in their time of healing, they could have gotten let go. And then we got a trusted friend. So someone could have went to their trusted friend, told them that they wanted a divorce. There's no mask here, just a rare kind of connection where someone could be 100% real. Or this person could be realizing that you were a trusted friend to them. Collective. And they feel like they brought the tower down on themselves by being with this person when they could be feeling like they should have chose you. So now that they're in this situation with this feminine, they feel like the grass will be greener with you. Because they feel like you are actually someone that could be trusted. You are actually someone that wouldn't put you through this stuff. Maybe this feminine even went as far as making this masculine lose a job. So not only did they want you broke, collective, they could have wanted this masculine broke so that they would have to depend on them, depend on their scamming ways. Any more, plenty more. What's the tea for me, for we? Any more, spirit? Hold up, swole up. Hold up, swole up. What else? Give me more, any more, plenty more. Woo. Alright, so we got doing the work. So like I said, they can know not only that you were a trusted friend to them, they could know that you're actually doing the work, putting the work in on yourself. Growth is happening behind the scenes, healing patterns, owning truth, and unlearning survival mode. So even though they could know that you were put in this situation because of the jealousy or envy of this female, you could have still done the work to try to get out of this position as well as heal yourself and just grow as a person. So they could be seeing you as the better choice now that they're in the situation with this female. And then we have fake profile. So someone could be on a fake profile. They could be trying to reach out to you on a fake profile. Or this feminine, they could be trying to talk to someone off of a fake profile, pretending to be you. Or this is how they could have gotten this masculine. It's not just a filter, it's a full-on facade. The person being presented doesn't match the reality behind the screen. So they could have faked to be you or pretended to be you off of this fake profile and could have been talking to this masculine. And that's how they even met with this masculine. But because this masculine could have been once in this energy where they was reckless, careless, and taking risk, they could have just took the risk with this person, even though they weren't you. So maybe they liked how this feminine looked and still went with it. still decided to deal with her. Then we got making investments in a reverse. So yeah, they chose to make the investment to deal with this feminine, to do business with them. So like I said, they could have been scamming with this feminine. So they got them in some shit. Now they don't know how they gonna get out of it. So now they don't want to finish doing whatever this is, whatever this scamming is with this feminine. They could feel like they made a bad investment all around the board with this feminine. Then we have good karma. So they could be seeing that you got good karma to you because you've been doing the work on yourself. While they going through a whole lot of BS with this feminine. Any more, spirit? So this could be someone that you were supposed to have a divine union with. And like I said, it could have took them dealing with this feminine to awaken to what y'all really are to each other. And like I said, this could be someone that you know you don't even have to or have had to been in a relationship. This could have just been someone that you were friends with. Someone that you were cool with. Maybe y'all could have dealt with each other on an intimate level, but y'all never was in like a committed relationship, or things were never official. But it could have taken them to deal with a toxic feminine that drugged them in a lot of BS for them to spiritually awaken and realize that you were their divine love, their divine counterpart, that they were supposed to be giving equally, where there was supposed to be an equal give and take, period. And then we have villain vibes. So they are never the villain in their own story, but the trail of chaos says otherwise. Something about their vibe just doesn't sit right. So this masculine, like I said, they could be realizing that this feminine's vibe just don't sit right, and they just got a lot of chaos stirred up. They could have brought a lot of people into this, or they got a lot of people involved in the shit that they do. And they don't care who they bring down. Then we got consequences. So they could be going to jail, having to suffer some consequences for scamming people. Now, because this masculine know that they've been scamming right along with this female, they could feel like they're going to have to suffer consequences as well. Because like I said, this female doesn't want this this masculine to go anywhere. So even if they get caught up, they could want this masculine to get caught up right along with them. That's fucked up. I don't mean to laugh, but that's fucked up. No more running. The karma is catching up, and someone's being held accountable. I don't know how they going to finesse this to get out of it if they were scamming with this person. Now, if this was a masculine that had a job while this feminine was the one scamming, now they could get away if they didn't have a part in it. But if they had a part in it, they probably going down right along with them. That's fucked up. And we got the Queen of Swords in the upright. So if this feminine, if they have if they have a friend, or this could be a judge that's being honest, they could be giving them constructive criticism. They could be being realistic with the situation. trying to be fair with the consequences that they're going to give to this feminine. Or this could be a friend of this feminine. And they could just be talking to them, communicating with them, trying to be honest. Maybe they're telling them you're going to have to suffer consequences for everything that you've been doing. So like I said, if this is a judge and they're a friend of this feminine, they could be telling them, like, I can't let you go off the hook any longer. They could be telling them things have gone on for long enough. And they could be trying to protect their position by doing what's right. So they just like, look, it's the principle. I know we friends and all. I know we cool and all, but it's the principle now. I ain't about to lose my job over this shit. So they could be telling this feminine straight up, like, yeah, you gonna have to do some time, sweethearts. I done tried to help you out. I done tried. But you done took shit too far. You wanted to keep going, and now your ass gotta go. And then we got lost in the upright. So, like I said, they about to be at a loss because they know once they get locked up, and they gonna lose everything because you can't scam in the inside. So they could be in despair right now. They could be feeling abandoned because not only do this masculine want to leave them, or they know that if this masculine don't go down with them, that he gonna leave her ass. So this feminine could be feeling abandoned at this time, feeling guilty for what they've done, regretting what they've done. And they could be filled with trauma. Not only, they could be trying to cry wolf, cry about what they've gone through as a child, and just trying to sit there and wonder why they are like this, or trying to make excuses for themselves on why they've been doing this or going down the path that they've been going down. So they could be very emotionally unstable at this time. They could be heartbroken because this masculine is wanting to leave them, because they getting caught up for everything that they've been doing. So now they could be worried about what they about to lose, the lifestyle that they're about to lose, as well as the person that they about to lose. Then we got hidden agenda. So they could have had a hidden agenda all along. And that hidden agenda could have been to try to pull this masculine down right along with them. Or like I said, they wanted to do all this towards you, collective, because they didn't want this masculine to go towards you, all for them still to want to go towards you. So they could be realizing that them having this hidden agenda to try to stop this masculine from coming towards you ain't work. So they could have wanted them tied to this connection, in this marriage, bound. Then we got ex drama in a reverse. So once they get locked up, this will be an ex of this masculines, and they're not going to be able to cause any more drama, not for you, collective, or this masculine. So they could be feeling like they lost in the situation. Maybe they were trying to win by any means so that they would be able to keep this masculine and they wouldn't go elsewhere. But they could be realizing that they lost in the situation by doing all this dumb shit. Then we got pulling the strings in the reverse. So whereas though they could have been pulling the strings at first because of who they know could be this judge, that could be their friend or a family member, they could realize that they can't pull the strings no more. Pulling the strings is in the reverse. Like I said, it's Queen of Swords being honest, like time's up. You can't do this no more. And in order for me to keep my job, my position, I can't let you off the hook anymore. You gotta serve some time, honey bun. So, yeah, that pulling the string shit is over with. It's over. Anymore? So we got backstab. So they could be feeling backstabbed by this friend. They could be feeling backstabbed by an emperor as well. But this emperor is in the reverse. So this could have been someone that was abusing their power right along with this feminine. And maybe this emperor in the reverse feel backstabbed by them. Now this could be their father. Now they could have been trying to abuse their power for this feminine because that's their child. Now, if this emperor in a reverse and this Queen of Swords both work in the justice system, they are both judges and they could know each other. Like I said, this emperor in the reverse could be feeling backstabbed by this Queen of Swords because he's like, damn, that's my child. You really gonna have my child go to prison? They could be trying to send their asses both to prison because they know that this emperor in the reverse was abusing their power, letting their child, their daughter, do whatever they wanted to do. So they had a lack of discipline. They failed to discipline their daughter. So it was like this father figure, they saw that their daughter could do no wrong in their eyes. So they just let them be reckless. So they had a lack of control over their child, grown ass child. Now, I don't know if they felt bad because they didn't have a good relationship with this daughter. I don't know if he was abusing his child. He could have been sexually abusing her. And that's why she got issues. And that's why he feel like, oh, if I let her do whatever she want to do or let her get off the hook when it come to certain shit that, oh, she'll want to have a relationship with me or the relationship would be better. Hello. But that's why this emperor in the reverse could have been abusing their power just to try to kiss ass or get into good graces with his daughter that he could have sexually abused or allowed to be sexually abused as a child. Now, whether or not if this Queen of Swords in the upright know or is close to this emperor in the reverse or this feminine, they could just period be wanting to do what's right in the situation, wanting to be honest, wanting to protect themselves in a position. Like I said, they don't care anymore. They like, fuck all that, y'all doing too much and I'm not risking my position for y'all fuck shit. So they could have gotten some sort of insight that's making them want to do the right thing. Any more, spirit? Any more, plenty more? So we got the Ace of Cups in the upright. So whoever this masculine is, they could be having a new beginning once this feminine goes away. This could be a new relationship, a new romance, someone that they're are in love with, someone that they're wanting to love, that they have an outpour of emotions for. They could be wanting to get this person pregnant. Now that they know that this feminine either isn't pregnant or the baby may not be theirs. Then we got rest in the reverse. So we got looking for spiritual strength. So this person had to look for spiritual strength to be able to break free from this connection. Maybe the divine had to intervene because this person either could not leave because of this feminine had held this person or tried to make it seem like they had something on this person to where as though they wouldn't be able to leave, or just was trying to do all types of things to try to hold this masculine hostage. So this masculine could have been feeling like they needed spiritual strength to be able to leave. So they could have had this spiritual awakening while with this feminine. And once the divine stepped in and intervened and put this feminine where she belongs so that this masculine could be able to live his life as well as continue on this spiritual journey, continue to be awakened. They can now be wanting to rejoin the world, to have a new beginning, go towards someone to have a new beginning. Then we got going viral. So this situation could be going viral, or this I don't know why I'm about to call her hoe. I'm about to say this. This feminine could be going viral. Them and their father could be going viral for what all they've been doing. So this could be going public. So this could be really big because, like I said, their father could be a judge or have a position of power and authority of some sort, and they could be going down right along with their daughter. So this could have been a daddy-daughter dynamic. And it's all because the father wanted to kiss up for what they've done or what they've allowed. So he felt like he was being a good father by doing this. Now his ass about to lose his position, get locked up, and go viral. God damn it. Ain't that some shit? Any more for this reading, spirit? Any more, plenty more. What's the tea? Alright, so we got judgment. So these people are definitely about to be judged, or the situation needed to be judged. Judgment could have been called down. Maybe this masculine, during them looking for spiritual strength, they could have called judgment on this situation because they ain't know what other way to break free from this shit. So they could have called for judgment. That's why the divine had to intervene. Like, all right, we hear you. Here we come. So, like I said, we got awakening 3 times in this reading. Maybe the divine was been trying to wake this masculine up. So, I don't know if this feminine had them under a spell. We do got the moon in the upright. So, they could have been doing moon magic to this masculine, trying to mess with this masculine dreams, have them in fear, have them in anxiety. They could have been doing other root work or moon work under the moon, under the full moon. So maybe they were trying to stop this masculine from awakening so that they wouldn't get the truth. So we got renewal. So yeah, this judgment had to be called down so that this masculine could have a renewal. Like I said, they could have been real indecisive. But now with this renewal, they could be able to make the decisions that they need to make. Then we got forgiveness. So they could be wanting forgiveness as well from you, collective. Because you could have judged them as well, not knowing the full story of what was going on or the depths of what was going on. So they could be wanting to have a renewal with you after this judgment is made. And then we have the Knight of Wands in a reverse. And we have homesick. So they could be feeling like you're home to them. So they could just be wanting to be back around you. But yeah, whoever this was, they could have been very arrogant and reckless though. Or they could realize who they were with was very arrogant, reckless, overconfident, and a show off. So like I said, this feminine always wanted to make it seem like they were better than all the other options. They could have had a lot because not only do they could come from a wealthy family or a family that's well off, because their father could have a position of power and authority. So not only were they well off from that, but they could have been scamming as well to be well off. So they could have been a show off, like to show off what they have, try to make it seem like they're better than everybody, or they deserve more than everybody else or over other people. And we got justice in a reverse. So yeah, these people, her and her father, could have caused a lot of injustice. And now karma is just playing out because it's a cause and effect for the shit. So they could have been very dishonest, very corrupt, had a lack of responsibility. And they was trying to avoid taking responsibility for everything that they've done. Maybe this emperor in the reverse wanted to avoid trying to make this daughter take responsibility. So like I said, in his eyes, it was like his daughter did no wrong. Then we have the Chariot in the upright. So someone could be winning. Now, if this feminine didn't want to give this masculine a divorce, and they were fighting a battle in court, this masculine could be winning this court case and able to get a divorce, because time could have passed to where this feminine could have denied trying to sign these papers or end this divorce for so long that it could have went over the time where they could just, because they're going to jail or prison, they could just get this shit over with. So this masculine could be overcoming the obstacles. They could be wanting to concentrate on having higher standards, because they realized if they were in this Knight of Wands in the reverse energy, just reckless, dealing with anybody that looked good, that was overconfident, that was daring, very intriguing, could have been heavy on the temptation. They could go for people that is very tempting. And now they could want to have higher standards, have self-discipline after dealing with somebody like this. Because like I said, they could have came to this person off of a fake profile, pretending to be you, collective, or just pretending to be someone that they weren't. And they met this person. They knew that the person wasn't who the profile was, but they still decided to deal with this person because they looked good. So they could be like, I would never do this shit again. Hey, yo. That's crazy. Any more flip screening collective? What else for this reading? So we got let go. So like I said, they could be letting go. Some things are best let go and let the universe work it out in its divine timing. Yeah, he had to let the universe work it out in divine timing. So pretty much he had to deal with this shit until the divine had to intervene. Then we got time. Let time forget those scars. So this shit could have caused a lot of wounds. Fucked him up. And we got rekindle. So like I said, they could be wanting to rekindle things with you, collective, because they realize that you are a true friend and you being focused on your growth, focus on things that will make you have a better life, or you just living life the right way or doing things the right way. They could now see that you were the better option all along, that taking the fast route or just being with someone that looked good on the outer or had everything, came with everything that they could have wanted, that could have been a fantasy, wasn't the way to go. Every relationship has those magical moments that can be rekindled. So they could be thinking back to the good times that you guys had, wanting to rekindle things with you. And then we got 1111. So like I said, this definitely could be a divine counterpart, divine love. 1111 is an important number for twin flames, symbolizing harmony and balance in soulmates. So like I said, things could be balancing out. You guys could be rekindling things once this shit comes to a close. So they could have not only had to wait for this feminine to get locked up, to get out of the way, but also for a divorce to be finalized if they were married to this feminine. Any more, spirit? Any more? Any more? Plenty more? What's the tea for me, for we? What's the tea, spirit? Any more? Oh. Oh, I ain't even see the universe over there. So we got universe. The universe is guiding you towards that special someone. Just let everything take its course. And that's what y'all both had to do. Let everything take its course. So while you were over here focusing on your independence, trying to gain independence and success, focus on your business, your trade, your craft, just you in general. You were your focus, and that's what you were supposed to do. While this masculine being in this situation, he just had to ride this wave to be able to learn the lesson of not going for things that just look good, or for things that will have them where they wanted to be fast. Yeah, when it came to the lifestyle that you wanted to live with the materials and everything, that was what you wanted. But how it came or how you got it wasn't how you wanted it. So y'all both just had to let everything take its course. It could have took some time. This could have been drawn out, very lengthy, but it had to happen this way. And then we got love. Love can conquer everything. So the fact that this masculine could have held so much love for you, had an outpouring of emotions for you, collective, the divine felt that this person was serious, or they really loved you, collective. Maybe the divine was realizing that you both had love for each other and was like, nah, we got to do something. We gotta do something to bring this shit back together. You means? And then we got marriage. So like I said, now that this masculine realize who they really want to marry or who they should have married, they could want to get married to you, collective, because they know that you are their twin flame. They know that you've done the work on yourself. They know that you are someone that they could grow with. The marriage of souls is the union of two divine opponents. And then we have honor. Treat the people you love with respect, and you'll find your relationship becomes stronger. So you could have always respected this person, collective, and vice versa. So even if this person wasn't stirring up conflict, they could have never disrespected you, or to your face or to your knowledge, they could have never disrespected you. It could have always been mutual respect when you guys were around each other. So like I say, y'all could have left things off on a good note, like things weren't necessarily bad to where as though like y'all burned a bridge with each other. And then we have moments. Think of a special moment that brought you and your partner a lot of joy. So like I said, they're definitely thinking about the magical moments that you guys shared. And then we have enlightenment. With enlightenment, there's no separation. We realize that we are one with the divine. Yep. Divine love, divine union, divine swimming. Then we got intense. So they could be realizing how intense their emotions is for you, collective. The intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. So there could have been a lot of highs and lows because maybe you wanted to give up on the situation, give up on this divine love. Maybe you felt like this masculine was never going to awaken to who you were to them, or that you guys had a divine connection, or just for them to be able to awaken, period. And then you could be remembering, like I said, all the good times that you had with this person. And that could be the highs. But the lows could be the fact that this masculine was toxic because they were tied to someone toxic, not realizing who they were and what y'all were together, or what y'all were supposed to be together. Then we have recognition. The universe will help you recognize signs and miracles. Whoa. I ain't mean to do that. Alright, then we got, oh shit, I didn't realize there was that many. So we got link. The bond of love grows stronger over time. So even though it could, a lot of time could have went by of you not being with this person or around this person, y'all bond could have been growing stronger over time. So like I said, things could have been very intense. Maybe you didn't understand, or this person didn't understand what they were feeling because y'all were apart. So they couldn't understand why their feelings was getting stronger. And this could be the both of you. Y'all could have both been not realizing why it was so intense, why the emotions was just getting stronger. But that was because the bond was still growing, even with y'all being apart, because y'all divine counterparts. And then we have indication. Watch for signs that lead you to true love. So like I said, the universe will help you recognize the signs and miracles. So maybe you could be seeing 1111 a lot. You could be seeing a lot of things that remind you of this person and vice versa. Then we have telepathy. So y'all could be telepathically communicating with each other. Close soul connections, harmoniously synchronized reenactment of telepathic moments. So like I said, y'all could be te- telepathically speaking with each other and not even knowing it. And then we got tree. I hate this card. Tell the tree what you really think. I'm going to just say this is the tree of life. So there are infinite possibilities for you guys. And then we have true love. True love appears when you least expect it. And then we have yes. Trust your intuition. So your intuition could be telling you that whoever you are thinking about, whoever you had to watch this situation or see this person be with someone else, go through this with someone else while you focus on yourself, and you could have been thinking, oh, that's my true love, I just feel it. Or you could have felt like you were getting telepathic connection from this person, and yeah, you could have realized or wanting to know why you were feeling so much intense emotions for someone that you probably haven't seen or been with in a while. It's all because it was true love. It's true love. And it could be appearing when you least expect it, because maybe you thought that they would never come back to you, or they would never realize who you were or have an awakening. But everything had to happen in divine timing. Then we have emotion. Look into the depths of your emotions. So like I said, y'all both could have had to look into the depths of your emotions, realize that your emotions were so intense because y'all was true loves. Y'all were divine counterparts the whole time. And then we have happy. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. Now I'm gonna get a few more and then we gonna end this thing. Alright, spirit, any more for my collective? Any more? Any last messages? So we got there's light at the end of the tunnel. So y'all both could have been trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel and needed to keep going in the situation. This masculine could have felt like giving up, but they could have just needed to hang in there because there was light at the end of the tunnel. Things was working out so that it could work out in his favor as well as for you, collective, because you could have been going through your own thing in poverty, trying to get yourself out of poverty so that you could be independent, so that you could have security and stability. And y'all both could have been in situations to where y'all had to see that the light was at the end of the tunnel. All y'all had to do was keep going. And then we got bonding. So you could be bonding with this person. If you have children, you could be bonding with your children. Or y'all both could have played this role where you could have been the student. You could have been in the learning phase, had some things that you had to learn. And now you could be in the seat of the teacher. And now this person could have swapped the role or switched the role, and now they could have been the student and had to learn some things in order for y'all to be able to bond together or come together. And you could also be a mother as well. You could be a nourisher. If you're a teacher, you could be bonding with your students as well. Then we got twin flame. So yeah, whoever this is definitely your twin flame. It's a yin and yang pulling of the heartstrings, soul mission. So you have a soul mission with this person. And we got twin flame and divine counterpart out here so much it don't make no sense. So y'all both had a lot of lessons that y'all had to learn before the divine would even let y'all come together, because it wouldn't be a successful partnership or relationship if y'all didn't learn what y'all had to learn, if y'all both weren't awakened. Maybe it took this person more time to awaken than you. You could have awakened before this person. So maybe this person had to play catch up, get up on your level. Then we have healer. So you could be a healer. I don't know why my phone is not wanting to focus with the freaky. But you could be a natural healer collective. Anymore. Oh man, I hate when this shit do this. Ugh. Alright, so we got made woman. So you could be a made woman, like I said. You could be independent, or you could be headed towards this independence, this success, being this made woman. You could be turning your pain into power, as this situation could have brought you a lot of pain, because this female or these options, these people could have been really working against you to try to make your life a living hell. And instead of allowing that pain to break you, you could have turned it into power and just start focusing on yourself, trying to figure out ways of how to come up out of this. Any more, spirit? Any more for my collective? Hey, we got, who's that lady? Hey. Hey, babe woman, who's that lady? You means your digger pimpers? So we got dark night of the soul. So you could have went through the dark night of the soul, had your spiritual awakening, and this masculine could have as well had to go through this dark night of the soul, facing past and present traumas for healing purposes. So like I said, y'all could have had to deal with y'all past traumas, heal from them, as well as learn lessons. Then we have teamwork. So y'all could come together as a team, or the divine could have been working together with you as a team to be able to get you through this, get them through this. Because it could have got really dark, to where you ain't even know if it was any lights. But the divine could have had to work together with you to convince you, motivate you to keep going. Because guess what? You got the tree of life. You got infinite possibilities connecting to the divine within you and all around you. So you had to recognize that the divine was not only around you, it was in you, within you. Then we got marriage proposals. So like I said, this masculine is wanting to propose to you. Maybe they're wanting to really put the work in on themselves before they come towards you, because they know that you put the work in on yourself. And like I said, they had to release this situation, or things had to go down how they went down, so that this feminine could get out of their life and they could just focus on them, focus on healing themselves, focus on getting themselves together. But they could be wanting to take things to the next level to you when they do come towards you, because they want this union. They know that you guys have a divine union. They want to crown you queen. And then we have soulmate. So this could be your soulmate, your true love. So not only are they a twin flame of yours, they are a soulmate. They are everything to you. Everything to you, all the above. And then we have the Akashic Records. So your Akashic Records could be available to you. And then we have the Sword of Truth. So you could hold the Sword of Truth, have the Sword of Truth. Like I said, you could be this truth teller cutting through BS at this time. You could be very head over heart. And that is how you were able to focus on yourself, focus on what it is that you need to be doing instead of focusing on competing for this masculine, fighting for this masculine, just putting in the work on yourself. Now, that was your reading, collective. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Anybody wanting a personal reading, have any questions, would like to have a Vent session, or would like to donate, that information on how to is in the description box below this video. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good night. Sleep tight. Deuces.